Welcome to Presidency Senior Secondary School online class. Today 8 June 2021. So yesterday I have started group 17 element, that is halogens, and in our last class we discussed about electronic configuration, second ionization enthalpy, electron gain enthalpy, electronegativity, color, and finally oxidation state of group 17 elements, that is halogens. Today we consider or discuss trends in chemical reactivity. Trends in chemical reactivity. So among all the halogens, that is fluorine, chlorine, bromine and iodine, fluorine is most reactive among them. So there are number of reasons why fluorine is most reactive among halogens. So there are number of reasons. First one, low dissociation enthalpy of fluorine. Second, high electron gain enthalpy, or in terms of oxidizing power also, highest oxidizing power is fluorine and lowest oxidizing power iodine. So first we consider trends in chemical reactivity. Fluorine is the most reactive of all the halogens. Which one is most reactive? Fluorine is most reactive among halogens. So high reactivity is due to following reasons. So there are number of reasons which is responsible for high reactivity of fluorine. Number one, low dissociation enthalpy. Dissociation enthalpy means if we consider fluorine molecule, then it easily dissociated to fluorine atoms. So here some amount of energy required to dissociate or break this bond, and this energy is called dissociation enthalpy. So first point, halogens have low dissociation enthalpy. That is, small amount of energy is required to dissociate to their atoms compared to other elements, say nitrogen or oxygen. They have possess double bond and very high dissociation enthalpy. So oxygen, nitrogen, etc. are less reactive compared to halogen, because oxygen, nitrogen possess very high value of dissociation enthalpy. Fluorine or other halogen possess low value of dissociation enthalpy. So this is one reason why halogens are more reactive than other. Second, high electron gain enthalpy. What is electron gain enthalpy? Electron gain enthalpy means when a neutral gaseous atom is added to an electron, it is converted to an anion, and in this process some amount of energy is released, which is called electron gain enthalpy. So halogen possess very high value of negative electron gain enthalpy. So this is another reason why halogens are more reactive. Among halogen, fluorine has the lowest bond dissociation enthalpy. This is due to weak fluorine-fluorine bond because of the repulsion between non-bonding electrons in the small molecule. Therefore, fluorine is most reactive among halogens. So this is the reason why fluorine is most reactive. For reactions, actually several points are required. First of all, molecule must be dissociated to atom. If dissociation enthalpy is low, then molecule is easily dissociated to atoms. Since fluorine possesses very low bond dissociation enthalpy because of weak bonds, that is, there is repulsion between non-bonding electrons. Here 3 pair of non-bonding electron, here also 3 pair of non-bonding electrons. So their repulsion takes place between non-bonding electrons. That is why fluorine molecule dissociated into atoms. So this is another reason why fluorine is most reactive. So first of all, halogens are highly reactive or compared to more reactive than nitrogen, oxygen, etc. because they possess low dissociation enthalpy and second high electron gain enthalpy. Among halogens, fluorine is most reactive. This is because low value of bond dissociation enthalpy and high electron gain enthalpy. So first of all, write these 2 points. Next we move another point. So here 2 points. First point, all the halogens are highly reactive because they possess very low value of dissociation enthalpies. And among them, fluorine is most reactive because 2 fluorine atoms are joined by single bond and there are 3 lone pair attached to each fluorine atom, and because of repulsion between lone pair means non-bonding electron, fluorine molecule easily dissociated to atoms and therefore fluorine is most reactive among the halogens. So this is answer of question why fluorine is most reactive among halogens. So write both these points. Next we consider oxidizing power. Next we consider oxidizing power. Fluorine is the strongest oxidizing agent while iodine is the weakest oxidizing agent. Fluorine is the strongest oxidizing agent and iodine is the weakest oxidizing agent in solution. Actually, oxidizing power is sum of different steps. First of all, so it is oxidizing power is combination of different steps. If we consider halogen as X, say halogen molecule X2, so it may be F2, Cl2, Br2, I2. Consider in gaseous state. Then it dissociated to atom by absorbing energy, which is known as dissociation enthalpy, which is a positive value. Second step, gaseous atoms so formed except one electron and converted to X negative gaseous. This process is called electron gain enthalpy, which is a negative value. Which is a negative value. Number 3, negative ions so formed absorb water and converted to, and in this process some amount of energy is released, which is known as hydration enthalpy. So this is step 1, step 2, step 3. Now if we sum up all these steps, then it is sum of, so half molecule, half dissociation enthalpy. Half dissociation enthalpy plus electron gain enthalpy plus hydration enthalpy. So this one positive, this one negative, and this one also negative. Now sum of all these values for fluorine is, for fluorine sum of all these values is minus 760 kilojoule per mole, and for chlorine it is minus 609 kilojoule per mole. So oxidizing power means sum of 3 steps: dissociation, electron gain enthalpy, and hydration enthalpy. Sum of these 3 steps are called oxidizing power. Now if we consider oxidizing power, then first of all halogen, denoted by X2, is dissociated to X. So half molecule dissociated to X. In this process some amount of energy supplied from outside. So process is positive. That is, for breaking of bond of 2 halogen atom, some amount of energy supplied from outside. So according to thermodynamics, energy change is considered as positive. Now halogen atoms so formed in gaseous state except one electron and forming negative ion, attaining nearest noble gas configuration, and in this process some amount of energy released known as electron gain enthalpy. And finally, this gaseous ion absorb water and form aqueous ion, and in this process some amount of energy is released which is known as hydration enthalpy. So out of this energy change only dissociation is positive and remaining electron gain enthalpy and hydration both are negative. So total change of energy is sum of three, that is half dissociation plus half plus electron gain enthalpy plus hydration enthalpy. This one positive, this one negative, this one also negative. So total change of energy for fluorine is minus 760 and for chlorine it is 609. More negative means higher value of oxidizing power. So among them, or among all the halogens, fluorine is most reactive. So oxidizing agent or oxidizing power in solution is actually sum of three steps: dissociation, electron gain enthalpy and hydration enthalpy. And if sum of all these three steps is lowest for fluorine, that is minus 760 kilojoule per mole, so fluorine is most reactive in terms of oxidizing power, and least among them is iodine. So fluorine is most reactive and iodine is least reactive. So write all these points. So now here in terms of reactivity we consider first dissociation enthalpy, number 2 we consider electron gain enthalpy, and finally we consider oxidizing power. So in all these cases lowest for fluorine. So fluorine is the most reactive among all the halogens. So, property of hydrogen halides. Hydrogen halide is generally represented as HX. X may be fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine. If X is F, then HF. If Cl, then HCl. If Br, HBr, and HI. Hydrogen fluoride, hydrogen chloride, hydrogen bromide, and hydrogen iodide. These fours are called hydrogen halides, collectively represented as HX. Now first we consider physical state. At ordinary temperature, physically only HF is liquid and remaining three are gases. So at ordinary temperature, HF is a low boiling liquid and other are gaseous state at ordinary temperature. So why HF is liquid, other molecules are gases at ordinary temperature? This is very simple reason. HF, where fluorine atom is present, which is highly electronegative and small in size, so it can form hydrogen bond, and due to hydrogen bond association takes place, and because of association it exists as liquid at ordinary temperature. So only this one is liquid at ordinary temperature and remaining three are in gaseous state at ordinary temperature. Why HF is liquid or low boiling liquid? Because HF molecule contains fluorine atom which is highly electronegative and small in size, so it can form hydrogen bond where association takes place, and due to association HF is liquid at ordinary temperature. Other molecules where electronegativity is comparatively high and size also large, so they cannot form hydrogen bond, that is association is not possible then, so remaining three are gases at ordinary temperature. So question is, why HF is liquid? Because their central atom is fluorine, it has small size and high electronegative, so it can form hydrogen bond, association takes place, so it is liquid at ordinary temperature. Other molecules where hydrogen bonding is absent, so these are gases at ordinary temperature. So write first state. Physical state, only one is liquid, remaining three are gases at ordinary temperature. So next we consider nature of bonds. So all the hydrogen halides HF, HCl, HBr and HI are covalent compounds with some degree of ionic character. That is, all of them are not 100% covalent or not 100% ionic, but more covalent, less ionic. So degree of ionic character decreases down the group because of increase of size of central atom. So among them, most ionic is HF and least ionic is HI. And as ionic character decreases, covalent character increases. So this one is most ionic, means least covalent, and this one is least ionic, most covalent. So ionic character decreases down the group, but covalent character increases down the group. So our third property of hydrogen halide is bond length and bond dissociation enthalpy. Actually, bond length term mainly depends on size of the central atom. As size of the central atom increases, bond length also increases. Size of iodine higher than bromine, bromine higher than chlorine, chlorine higher than fluorine. So as size of the central atom increases, bond length also increases. So bond length of hydrogen halide increases down the group. So longest bond length among them is HI, and shortest bond length among them is HF. So bond length depends only on size. As size of central atom increases, bond length also increases. Now we consider bond dissociation enthalpy. Bond dissociation enthalpy and bond length are inversely. So here shortest bond length, so highest bond dissociation enthalpy, and here longest bond length, so lowest bond dissociation enthalpy. These two are inversely related. Next we consider thermal stability. So next point is thermal stability. Thermal stability means which one is thermally stable, which one is thermally unstable. So among them, thermal stability of hydride decreases down the group. So first member HF, which is most stable, and HI, which is thermally most unstable, and thermal stability decreases down the group. Next we consider reducing character. So reducing character and thermal stability are inversely related. Reducing character and thermal stability are inversely related, because this one is thermally most stable, so it is less reducing. This one is thermally most unstable, so this one is most reducing. So next we consider reducing character. So reducing character and thermal stability are inversely related. So this one is thermally most unstable, so most reducing, and this one is thermally stable, so least reducing. Both these are inversely related. And finally we consider acidic character. So next we consider acidic strength. In gaseous state, hydrogen halides HX are covalent, but in aqueous solution they ionize and behave like acid. So gaseous state they are covalent, but in aqueous solution they ionize, form positive ion and negative ion and behave as acid. The acidic strength of these hydrides follows the order. So HI is strongest acid among them and HF is weakest acid. This one is strongest acid and this one is weakest acid. Why this one is strongest acid? Because HF bond is weakest bond and easily dissociated to H positive ion and I negative ion. While HF bond is strongest bond among them and it is very difficult to dissociate. So among them HI is strongest acid and HF is weakest acid. This one easily dissociated to positive and negative ion, that is behave like acid, and this one dissociated with maximum difficulty. So least acidic among them is HF. So this is all about properties of hydrogen halides. Next we consider an important element, that is chlorine, its preparation and some important reaction. So first method of preparation of chlorine by heating MnO2, manganese dioxide, with concentrated hydrochloric acid. So when manganese dioxide MnO2 is heated with concentrated hydrochloric acid, then MnCl2 plus chlorine plus water is formed. So this is balanced chemical reaction. So this is balanced chemical reaction. So when manganese dioxide MnO2 is heated with concentrated hydrochloric acid, manganese chloride, chlorine and water is formed. So this is preparation of chlorine, first method. Second method, by the action of HCl, on potassium permanganate or potassium dichromate. So this is second method of preparation of chlorine, reaction with KMnO4 or with K2Cl2O7. So if KMnO4, potassium permanganate, is allowed to react with concentrated HCl, then potassium chloride plus manganese chloride plus chlorine and water is formed. So if we balance this equation, So this is valence equation. Second, potassium dichromate K2Cr2O7 also reacts with hydrochloric acid, giving potassium chloride, chromium chloride, chlorine plus water. So this is valence equation 6, 7, 8. So this is valence equation. So chlorine can be prepared either by using reaction between manganese dioxide and hydrochloric acid, or between potassium permanganate or potassium dichromate with hydrochloric acid. In all these cases, chlorine gas is formed. So this is all about preparation of chlorine. Next we consider some important reactions of chlorine. So this compound is called milk of lime, CaO2. When allowed to react with chlorine, and if mixture is heated, then calcium chloride, calcium chlorate and water is formed. So if we balance this reaction, then so this is valence equation. So when milk of lime, so this compound is called milk of lime, allowed to react with chlorine, and if mixture is heated, then calcium chloride, calcium chlorate and water or moisture is formed. So this compound is called milk of lime. So next we consider reaction with dry slate of lime. Slaked lime. Reacts with chlorine, forming CaOClCl plus calcium chloride plus water. So this mixture is called bleaching powder. So here temperature is controlled about 40 degree centigrade. So when dry slaked lime is allowed to react to it, this one is not dry. So it is in liquid form, it is dry form. When allowed to react with chlorine at about 40 degrees centigrade, then we get mixture of these two, and it is called bleaching powder. So these two reactions are very important. Next we consider reaction with ammonia. So for reaction with ammonia, two reactions are available. Number one, if chlorine is excess, ammonia reacts with excess chlorine. Then we get ammonium chloride and dinitrogen. So if we balance this equation, so this reaction is suitable when chlorine is excess, and if ammonia is excess, then separate reaction takes place. Sorry, this one is ammonia is excess. Then we get nitrogen trichloride and HCl. So chlorine reacts with ammonia under two conditions. If ammonia excess, then we get ammonium chloride and nitrogen, and if chlorine excess, then we get nitrogen trichloride and hydrochloric acid. So some reactions are remains, so we will discuss other reaction in our next class. So one or two more class required to complete group 17 elements. So okay, thank you.